Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. It uses Loren Sherman's fan-made Gallifreyan script, which has a various combination of dots and lines on different stems to determine the consonants, and the vowels are smaller circles that hang out either by themselves or enclosed on one of these four vowel stems. That makes more sense in practice. And then this design is actually the same design as this one, which is kind of something really cool about this script. So this one was laid out loosely left to right. So if you find the center of each circle, it would read left to right. And this was an attempt to mimic the Doctor's Cot Gallifreyan style using Sherman's script. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the transcription, and I will show you how things say what things. So this is our first word circle, so the center of it is here, which is just slightly to the left of this one. So this one is first. So we find our bottommost consonant. Now, if there was something in this quadrant, it might be read before this because the bottom of the circle is really here, which is just barely in line with this B stem. Anyway, so it's a more than 50% completed deep divot, and there's no lines or dots ending on or near this circle. So it is just a B. And then we have a small circle with a line radiating outwards, which is a U. So BU. Continue around. Here we have another small circle. So it's another vowel, except its line radiates inwards. So it is an I. Continuing around. Here's a consonant with 1, 2, 3 dots next to it. So it's a circle inside the circle with 3 dots, L. And then we have a less than 50% completed circle or deep or shallow divot with nothing on it, so that's a T. So built. And here's our next word. It has this little chonker taken out of it, so it's a T stem, even though most of it's hidden by this kind of abnormally large O, which is still smaller than the T stem because it's enclosed on it, and there's only 2 letters, so this O can be big and it still works. Anyway, so that's an O on a T stem, so O's on T stems are like this, except, it can be bigger and still work out. So built 2. Here's our next word. Here's the bottom of it. Here is the first thing we hit. So the center of this one is in line with here, so you'd read this consonant next, but first you read this, which is another I, just like this I. Here is a circle inside the circle. Now lines that pass through do not count, so only this one line counts, so that is an N. Continuing around 1, 2, 3 lines on this shallow divot, so it's an S. Continuing around, this is just the line from the N again. Here's our next stem. It is a circle inside the circle with 1, this one passes through so it doesn't count, 2 lines ending on it, so that's a P. Here's another I, just like this I, except it's inside our J stem. Well, it's J stem, but it's P. Anyway, this is an I. Continuing around. This is something kind of tricky I did. To mimic Doctor's Cot, something I like to do that has become kind of common practice in this script is using T-stems, so these shallow divots, you can overlap them with the next word circle as long as you put the modifiers in the word circle it belongs to. So this is a shallow divot of this word circle with 1, 2, 3 dots on it. So it is an R, and last but not least we have our E. So inspire, continuing around. Here's our next word. Here's the bottom of it. Here's the bottommost consonant. It is a TH. Continuing around, here's an E. The. Now this is kind of a tricky thing here. These are just lines coming from my F. I wanted to kind of fill out the rest of this 2x6 inch thing. So I needed to put something here. Otherwise this would be kind of off by itself and it'd be too kind of squat and not long enough. Anyway. Here is our stem. It is a deep divot or omega or B stem, whatever, and it has 1 line ending on it, 2 lines ending on it, 3 lines ending on it. And this one passes through so it doesn't count. So that's an F. And now we have a U. It's got a line going outwards. Now most of the time it's enclosed right in the middle, but it can still be enclosed anywhere within this as long as it's not touching the line. Then it becomes an O. So that's a U, like that. So FU, continue around. Here's a T, nothing on it. Here's another U, tiny little nub in there, and then continue around. This is just lines from the F, lines from the F. Here we have our R and an E, future. 3 dots on the R, and then an E enclosed in the R, like that. So yeah, built to inspire the future. Woo! Same thing as this, which, if you look closely, B, U, M-I-L-T-B-U-I-L-T T-O-T-O inspire. Yeah, anyway, it's the same thing. Even though, well, that's the beauty of the script. You could make the same phrase look like this or like this. Yay.